How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I have an exciting one for all of you. But before we get into it, if you guys could like the video or subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It keeps me motivated to keep bringing amazing content every single day. Anyways, with all those disclaimers out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. So recently, the NFL had released the NFL Top 100 Players list. While there were some good picks in the right places, there were still some very awful placing. I mean, when you put Lamar Jackson over Pat Mahomes, you can tell this list is probably not reliable. Even more crazy, they put Tom Brady and Drew Brees over Deshaun Watson, who I believe is better than them, but hey, all that is for another time. The worst part of this list is what we are talking about today, though. Carson Wentz didn't even make the list, but Dak Prescott made it at number 49. What world do we live in? This must be 2020 because Carson Wentz is a top 5 quarterback when Dak is only top like 15, and yet he's not a top. Yet he's not even in the top 100. Like, how? Over the past week, it has become clear that just Carson Wentz is somehow just wildly underrated by NFL observers. For some reason, people discount what Wentz has done on the field during his 4 NFL seasons. Yes, he's had injuries, but he's only missed 8 regular season games in his 4 NFL season career. He's never missed an entire season, and it appears that the back injury that plagued him in 2018 is a thing of the past. He also got knocked out of the Philadelphia's wildcard game against the Seahawks in January, but that came after a helmet-to-helmet hit from Jadeveon Clowney. I almost butchered his name right there. It would have sent any quarterback to the locker room. Let's all be honest about that. Helmet-to-helmet collision is not good, trust me. When digging into the numbers, one thing is clear. Wentz doesn't throw interceptions. If you take his rookie year out of the equation, which is fair for any NFL quarterback, he has thrown 81 touchdowns and against 21 interceptions. He's thrown a measly 7 interceptions in each of the past 3 seasons. Wentz finished 2019 completing 63.9% of his passes for 4,039 yards, with 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The only alarming number was the 6.7 yards per attempt, which dropped a full yard from 2018 to 2019, but it's also worth considering his receiving core was among the worst in the NFL. None of Philadelphia's top 3 receiving leaders, none of Philadelphia's top 3 receiving leaders was a wide receiver. I think a lot of us don't realize that. Tight end Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert led the team, while running back Miles Sanders was 3rd. Over the last 3 seasons, Wentz has completed 64.4% of his passes, averaged 7.2 yards per attempt, and his passer rating is a 98.3. Again, that's despite a lack of high-level weapons around him. Ertz is good, but not an all-pro type of guy. Alshon Jeffrey is long past his prime, and the Eagles haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher during Wentz's whole career. Despite all that, he's put up good numbers. In 2019, Wentz became the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 20 or more touchdowns and 7 or fewer interceptions in the 3 straight seasons. His 607 pass attempts were the 4th most ever by a QB, with 7 or fewer interceptions. Additionally, his 97 touchdown passes through his first 4 seasons are the 9th most in NFL history. And as I mentioned above in this, he's missed 8 regular season games, which means he's likely to be much higher on that list. Yes, Wentz has gotten injured and missed games during his 4 NFL seasons, but when you look back at the numbers, he's right on the edge of being a top QB. You might complain at this point, why are you using so much numbers and data and the stats don't always tell the whole story? Hey, you know what? That's true. And you know what? You're right. Because Dak statistically has had good stat seasons the past 2 years, and the Cowboys had missed the playoffs both of those years. So yes, you're right. So you know what? Let's just quickly talk about what Wentz went through last season. When you further consider the lack of help he's gotten from the roster around him, it makes his track record even more impressive. Wentz has already shown what he can do with garbage receiving core and a patchwork backfield. If the Eagles can somehow improve the talent around him, he'll prove just how underrated he is. Let's be honest, the Eagles have a trash receiving core, and yet they still made the playoffs, guys. The Cowboys had a way better team. and still lost to the Eagles, who had an injury-riddled team. They lost to them in the division. The fact Wentz led this offense is no doubt he's a top QB in the league. He's definitely top 5. Only a few quarterbacks could do that in Wentz's position. Even in the playoffs, they almost beat the Seahawks, who have a better team. Now, yes, Seahawks, Russell Wilson, they do lack a few players, but let's not argue. Like, the Seahawks had better players. They didn't have injury-riddled season. Like, they did good. They had a better team. Let's be honest, when they versed. I just think it's crazy how much we are fooled nowadays by media, so much that we believe not even Carson Wentz is a top 100 player. But hey, that's just my opinion at the end of the day, guys. Leave in the comments below if you guys have any opinions on this as well. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Peace.